Logan Paul has recently bought $200,000 worth of Pokemon cards. Well, actually, he's now invested well over that amount. His first purchase was around $70,000 in singular cards. He then went on to purchase a $200,000 booster box, and his most recent purchase is a PSA 10 first edition base set Charizard worth over $150,000. But why did he do it? Today I'm going to talk about why Logan has spent so much money on Pokemon cards, but also talk about the brilliant business mind behind those decisions and why he went about the purchase the way he did, and also tell you whether you should invest in Pokemon cards as well. But before we get started, if you've got any questions about anything I say today, be sure to leave them down in the comments below and I'll answer them whenever possible. Now let's get into the video. Well, let's start from the beginning. Why Pokemon cards? Well, there are two main types of investment. There's returning investments and non-returning investments. An example of a returning investment would be property. Not only do you invest in property for the capital appreciation, but you also get your monthly rental income. Another example of a returning investment would be stocks. The value of that stock might increase in value over time, and you might also get paid a dividend. These forms of investment grow in value over time and also pay you money each and every month, or maybe every quarter, or every year. These forms of investment are often a little bit more work, as you have to monitor that investment carefully, maybe every day or every week, to make sure you're getting the most for your money. The other form of investment is a non-returning investment, like investing in gold, or classic cars, rare trainers, or Pokemon cards. These forms of investment won't pay you money every month, like interest or dividends or rent, but they are likely to increase in value over time. Pokemon cards, like classic cars or rare sneakers, are limited in number. There's only a certain amount of first edition base set cards out there. Therefore, over time, as more and more of these cards become lost or damaged, the number of cards in circulation reduces and therefore the cards become more rare. There's been a market for Pokemon cards pretty much since they were released in 1996 in Japan and 1999 in the US. Over time, the cards in circulation have become more limited in supply, and the people that played with the cards in the 90s or early noughties are now in their late 20s or 30s and therefore have more money to spend on those original cards. Pokemon cards have recently shot up in price as a result of the large amount of hype created by massive social media figures such as Gary Vaynerchuk and Logan Paul. It's likely that the price of these cards is going to continue to increase as the supply gets more limited over time, just like diamonds or gold, for example. Logan also has a previous interest or a previous experience with Pokemon cards as well. He stated that when he was younger he was constantly playing with Pokemon cards, and that would have made it a little bit more enjoyable for him to learn more about Pokemon cards and to learn more about the investing side of Pokemon as well. So now we've figured out why Logan invested in Pokemon cards of all things, because they're rare, non-returning investments just like gold, classic cars or rare sneakers. But Logan also has a previous interest and previous experience with Pokemon as well, therefore making it easier for him to learn about the investing side of it. But what about that brilliant business mind that I spoke about earlier? Well, Logan could have just invested in Pokemon cards and not told anyone about it. Regular people like you or I probably wouldn't post on their social media and tell the whole world about this new position in a small stock you just took. Or if you went to the local shops and bought yourself a gold chain, you probably wouldn't be telling everyone about it. It's not really that much of a big deal. Especially if it's something a little more nerdy like silver bullion, or altcoins and Bitcoin, or Pokemon cards, for example. That's probably the kind of investment that you keep to yourself. So Logan knew that he could have just invested in Pokemon secretly and not told anyone. He would have ridden that wave and maybe over the period of a few years would have made some fairly decent returns on his investment. But he also realised how much of a massive social media following he has. Logan Paul has around 22.6 million subscribers on YouTube and millions of other followers across other platforms like Instagram and Twitter. He knew that actually he could probably single-handedly move the entire market for Pokemon cards. He could bring hundreds, if not thousands, or maybe even tens of thousands of new investors to the Pokemon scene. You could almost relate it to Elon Musk tweeting about the price of the Tesla stock. Back in May, Elon tweeted the words, "Tesla stock price is too high, IMO," and the stock fell by around $14 billion. And Logan Paul has pretty much done the exact same, but exactly the opposite with Pokemon cards, causing the entire market to rise in value. He also did this at a time when he was, let's say, struggling for content. Logan mentioned a number of times in his videos that he didn't really know what direction to take the vlogs, because obviously during quarantine pretty much everything was shut and he was running out of ideas. Investing in Pokemon cards gave him the opportunity to create a bunch of new videos. 3 so far, which have all brought in a decent amount of ad revenue. But just how much money has Logan Paul made from these Pokemon videos? YouTube monetization can vary massively depending on what you make your videos about. If you make finance related videos, you're probably going to be earning somewhere between $10 and $15 per 1,000 views. If you make gaming related videos, you're probably going to be earning somewhere between 50 cents and $2 per 1,000 views. Tech videos, vlogs, makeup tutorials and everything else probably falls somewhere in the middle there. Let's assume that Logan Paul makes around $4 per 1,000 views. Now obviously I don't really know if that's accurate because I don't make vlog videos, but obviously it's a much more conservative estimate than the $12 per 1,000 views that I make here on my channel. So far on those 3 videos, Logan's accumulated a total of around 21.5 million views. If you multiply that by around $4 per 1,000 views, that generated him around $86,000 in ad revenue. Now obviously that doesn't pay off the $200,000 booster box that he bought, or the $150,000 PSA 10 Charizard that he bought, but it does pay off some of his other purchases. Social Blade suggests that in the past 28 days, Logan Paul has generated around 57 million views on his channel. Multiplying that by around $4 per 1,000 views means that he generated around $228,000 in ad revenues. Obviously, that does go a bit further to pay off those investments if they completely flop and they end up being worth absolutely zero. If you're enjoying the video so far, be sure to smash the like button down below as this really helps out my channel with the YouTube algorithm. Also, only around 4% of you are actually subscribed to the channel, which is really low. So subscribe, it's free and you can always unsubscribe later if you want. But the brilliant business mind of Logan Paul doesn't stop there. When he bought that $200,000 first edition base set booster box, he wanted to open the contents. And he wanted to open the contents on stream. So he gave regular people like you and I, or investors, or Pokemon card collectors, or YouTubers, the opportunity to buy one of those packs and keep the contents. Now this is actually a really impressive feat on its own. If I posted on my Instagram, link down below by the way, asking my 1,000 followers if they wanted to buy a Pokemon pack for the small price of $11,000, I'm about 99% sure that I wouldn't be able to sell a single pack, let alone all 36 packs. But Logan on the other hand managed to sell all 36 packs in a matter of only a few weeks. But let's also run the numbers on that, shall we? 36 packs at $11,111 each means that he bought in around $399,996, meaning that he pretty much doubled his entire investment in only a few weeks. So therefore not only has he doubled the $200,000 that he spent, but he's also made an extra $86,000 in ad revenue, and he's also forcibly appreciated the value of all of the cards that he owns. He managed to remove the luck, the skill, the timing, and the time taken out of investing, and also boosted the entire market. Therefore, any of the cards that he does still own are probably worth a lot more than he paid for them. If you're enjoying the video so far, be sure to leave a comment down below letting me know what you think of Logan Paul's investment. Do you think it was a good idea? Do you think Logan will continue investing in Pokemon cards, or do you think it was just a short-lived bit of fun that he enjoyed? So now, do I think that you should invest in Pokemon cards right now? Well, probably not. And there's a few main reasons. If you're a regular person like me, you probably don't know too much about Pokemon cards. You probably don't know the price of a PSA 8 first edition base set Venusaur, or a PSA 9 Shadowless Blastoise, or a BGS 10 regular base set Pikachu, for example. Therefore, it's probably not a great idea to dive in head first, because you'll probably end up overpaying for a number of Pokemon cards unless you know the exact values. A lot of people in the Pokemon community were actually saying that that collectibles guru guy that was helping out Logan was actually massively overinflating the price of pretty much all of those cards. Now obviously the prices of these cards could increase in the future. I'm not saying that they can't or that they won't, but obviously if you took those prices that he was saying as truth, you would have pretty much overpaid for anything that you purchased, and you'd be waiting years or maybe just months for the true values to catch up to what you paid before you even start turning a profit. Also, at the moment there's currently a massive amount of hype around Pokemon cards. Everyone and their nan is thinking about investing in some, and that's probably why you're watching this video today. But typically when there's a massive amount of hype around something, and pretty much everyone starts investing into it and it becomes massively mainstream. Usually the price goes crazy for a little bit, and then when all the hype starts to die out, the price crashes massively, just like with Bitcoin. Obviously in the long term it's likely that the price of Pokemon cards will continue to rise as they become more limited in number and more cards get damaged or lost, they become more rare. In the short term, I'd probably be careful about investing in Pokemon cards. Take some time to learn about them, learn about the different kinds of cards, learn about why some cards are worth more than others, learn about the different kinds of grading and the different grading companies. Once you've spent a few months learning about all the different prices, then consider whether investing in Pokemon is still right for you. If it is, all the mainstream hype will have probably died out by then, and therefore the prices will be a bit more stable and will generally trend upwards over time, instead of the prices increasing so fast that no one really knows what the true prices are. As always guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out some of my others. Alternatively, subscribe to the channel and ding the notification bell, because that way you'll be alerted when I upload a new video. Cheers!